Governor of Abia State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Abia State, the Honorable Minister of Information, Your Excellency, the wife of the Governor, Your Excellency, the Honorable Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly, the NUT President, the President of Ratau, the President of National Council of Women Societies, the essay to Mr. President on documentation, and essay to Mr. President on media, commissioners, special advisors, local government transition committee chairmen, service chiefs, heads of ministerial and non-ministerial boards, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, General Nwachukwu, distinguished invited guests, Your Royal Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen of the press. The Honorable Minister of the Economy and Finance, sorry, she has already said I'm in trouble. I will be allocated funds to execute my program. Honorable Minister of Finance, I'm sorry, my eyes failed me. You're most welcome. This is our own state. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Citizens Forum, holding in Michael Okpara Auditorium, Umuahia, Abia State. The National Good Governance Tour resumed this week with a tour of projects in the Southeast geopolitical zone, with Abia State as the first port of call in this zone. This special tour, which is non-partisan, is meant to entrench good governance by providing a platform for members of the team and citizens to obtain first-hand information about government programs and projects being executed by the three tiers of government. Besides the inspection of project sites, the tour is featuring a citizens forum that will enable the exchange of ideas between government and officials and the citizens of this state, both within and far away. This forum is being transmitted live on both the electronic media and the social media. And we equally have here with us representatives of both local and international media and the civil society organizations to report these events. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about commencing the Abia Citizens Forum at the Michael Okpara Auditorium, may we ask God to guide and lead us so that we have a very successful Citizens Forum. And at this stage, Your Excellencies, I will invite the President of the Nigerian Women Association, the President of NAWOJ, the person of Asabe Baba, to please come forward and lead us in the opening prayers. Asabe Baba.
In Jesus' mighty name, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. King of kings, King of glory, the author and maker of the heaven and the earth. Father, we bless your holy mighty name. We worship you, we adore you, we exalt you. Father, we thank you for Nigeria, our great country. We thank you for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We thank you for our great leaders. We thank you for the Governor of Abia State. We thank you for all good people of Nigeria. We thank you for good governance. We thank you, Father, because we are happy. Father, we thank you for the gift of life, that we are gathered here today for a very important meeting Father, speak on our behalf. Let there be peace, unity, and development. Let there be understanding and forgiveness amongst us. Father, thank you for everything you have done. Let, at the end of the day, the glory be yours and the blessing shall continue to be on Nigeria and Nigerians. Thank you, Lord, because you have blessed Nigeria. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed.
Amen. Thank you, Asabe. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the singular honor and privilege of inviting the Honorable Commissioner of Information, Abia State, who will come and give us a welcome address and thereafter preside over the presentation of the Kola Nuts. Honorable Commissioner of Information, Abia State.
The presentation of Kola Nuts will come first by the tradition. Your Excellencies, I would like to adopt wholly the already well-established protocol and quickly ask that the Kola Nuts be brought forward for presentation. Okay, it's here already. Good. Your Excellencies, Kola Nut is here. I will do the best I can in English and then hand it over to those who will do justice to the Kola Nut. We have had to tell the Honorable Minister over and over again that Kola Nut doesn't hear English. And he requested that we should send Kola Nut to London at least to learn a little English. Before we do that, let us continue with our tradition. The Honorable Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly is here. I'll quickly give the microphone over to him to start the journey.
Nigeria, those who my brother, the Commissioner in the Information, Ekrilam Demagogi, in the House of the National Assembly, in the Abia State House of Assembly, because accountable with George. Ndi siada neba jena akamachu iko akamuna George former deputy governor akamuna George iko Your Excellency iko ndi Ministry of Information ndio kuna kind of educate with the Lord. Excellency.
Ndaja mamman ndaja kelenu na jina nile kweswenu. Honorable Minister, before I start with the Kola Nut, remember yesterday one traditional ruler came and said that they have sent this Kola to London to learn English, and the Kola refused to learn English. That is why whenever it is brought, we conduct it in our vernacular. That's okay. It's not good that I give us ihe nọ nga abụ ọchị mmiri nọkwa ya deputy governor nọ gara adọpụta ebe mmiri nọ ya nọchi ike o zuru ezu ọjị anyị wepụtara anyị na-ekwu ya mgbe dum na-asị mmadụ bịa n'ụlọ gị n'ala Igbo ihe na-eme bụ ọja iwere ọjị ndị ahụ gbara ụtụ ga-etichere otu a isi onye ahụ ya were tachie ọ ga-enọ nke ọ ga-ebu tụa ya pụọ. But nke a bụ ezigbo ọjị ka anyị wetara isi nwanne anyị nwoke na ndị dum bịara ebe a n'obi anyị dị otu ọjị dị. Ndị abịakwa ya afụnana m ya onye ọbụla hụrụ ya aka m aka unu nọ aka onye ọbụla nọ o zuola okwu onye eze nọ nga eze nọ ya ya Royal Highness
mechigodo ebe ahụ lee ihe
Abia mmammanụ, Nigeria mmammanụ, Igbo mmammanụ, Ochendo Abia State, Akajugba Abia State ewetala ọjị unu lekọta akwụkwọ ebe a edere ha the golden era of legacy. Ọ ịkọwara unu ihe a ji dị ebe a na Ochendo ji Abia Steeti na-aga n'ihu ụzọ dị mma. Ndị sikwa na Abuja bụ the honorary commissioner ma nwanne anyị nwaanyị a na-echo nwaanyị ọjọọ ma nwanne anyị nwaanyị na-eme ka ego ruo anyị aka. Biko ịhụnanya Ochendo ji n'aka ka eji ntụkwuo ihe n'ego a na-enye ya ka ọrụ a na-aga nke ọma. Mgbe ọzọ ị ga-abịa ebe a gaa hụ ego iche. Biko imere anyị obi ga-adị anyị mma. Abia Steeti mmammanụ, kwenụ, rienụ. Anyị si otu Ochendo si aka o ji jide ya ewere gaba n'ihu. Ọjị akwado o ji obi ọma ya nye anyị si ka anyị were nọdụ wee kwutukwa ihe ga-eme ka Abia Steeti ka tụkwuo n'ihu. Anyị na-asị akwa ọjị a jipụta ya ahịa akọkwala ya ka ihe na-adị ya mgbe niile. Anyị ga-atọ ọjị a tata ahụ isi ike na ọganihu n'aha Jizọs Kraịst onye nzọpụta anyị.
Honorable Minister, you please understand with us that Kola Nut in Abia and in Igbo land speaks only Igbo, no English. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we told you that this program is being transmitted live and is being streamed on the social media all over the world. We are now being watched all over the world. So as a result of that, we want to give you the various addresses, particularly those who are on social media, where you can follow us. So we want to now invite our colleague, Yahya Umar of the FRCN, to please come forward and read out to us the various addresses of the social media where you can reach us. Yahya Umar. Thank you very much, Peter. Your Excellency, Honorable Ministers here present, our listeners and viewers the world over. As we read out addresses and platforms for your esteemed participation in this forum of participation and national interaction, that is, the town hall meeting or citizens forum, we would like to acknowledge the steady increase in activity at our internet center. The team has noted the enthusiastic approach Nigerians and citizens of nations worldwide are making as they participate in this moment of development awakening. However, the social media team shall track and channel appropriately to us at the microphone end all inputs for dissemination. Peter Dama, my colleague, shall set the pace in unveiling much of the puzzles while I compliment afterwards. Those of you here present may have your turn on the microphone or may contribute in written text forwarded to us only in capital letters. We are currently feeding effectively across the following sites and more to identify issues related to the National Good Governance Tour: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Badu, America Online, AOL, Google Chat, Skype, Sahara Reporters, Wazobia, Dendeli, Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, Lifestyle, Yahoo Messenger, that's Yahoo Messenger, Microsoft Network, MSN, Microsoft Broadcasting Corporation, and more. Remember, we are live on radio, television, online, and on mobile. Join the Citizens Forum live via the network service of Radio Nigeria. Also streaming live on www.radionigeria.net. NTA International, Dar Communications, the vibrant Nigerian print media is here represented, and News Agency of Nigeria, among several news outlets. We also have an enthusiastic audience at the venue of the Citizens Forum here in Umuahia, Abia State. For those that are joining us on the internet, please join us on www.fmi.gov.ng, www.fmi.gov.ng. On Facebook, our address remains facebook.com/FMI Nigeria. facebook.com/FMI Nigeria. The Twitter handle remains at FMI Nigeria. For Twitter followers, at FMI Nigeria. There is also live streaming on the net. So watch events as they unfold at livestream.com/FMI Nigeria. livestream.com/FMI Nigeria. For those that are sending email messages from within and outside this country, info@fmi.gov.ng. For email messages, info@fmi.gov.ng. For your SMS messages, don't have a handset. Please use your handset and dial. Don't dial, the send as usual. Send, you normally send your SMS. So send to 0809 187 6419. 0809 187 6419 or 0807 259 6415. 0807 259 6415. Our BlackBerry pin is, for those that have BlackBerry phones, 292816FB. 292816FB. You may send handwritten text in hard copies, but we request that all observations and questions be submitted in capital letters and must concentrate on development issues only. Development issues only. Thank you very much, and back to Peter now.
Excellencies, let me still adopt the protocol established. Ndabia, Mmamanu. Ndabia, Mabeba. Ndabia, Mmamanu. Ndabia, Mmamanu. Kenanu. Mono. Zono. the idea of town hall meetings, Honorable Minister, Your Excellencies, has taken root in the United States. And I'm happy that this very welcome initiative, which the Governors Forum, the Honorable Minister, the Presidency, the National Planning Commission, and indeed the whole of the federal government has really taken up very seriously. It's an initiative which our very accessible, people-oriented Governor D.F. Orji has effectively domesticated. From USA to Lagos to Abuja to Umuahia, last year alone, our Governor Chief D.F. Orji held a total of 7 town hall meetings with our citizens everywhere.
Dr. T.A. Orji, Dr. T.A. Orji, Dr. T.A. Orji.
Our governor welcomed this initiative wholeheartedly, and our state was prepared, especially towards the last quarter of last year, because it is an idea that is not new to us, that has become part and parcel of the very transparent administration of our God-sent Governor, Chief D.F. Orji. Our state has always collaborated with the federal government because our state and the federal government share the same vision of transformation, vision of a better life for the people of Nigeria, and above all, vision that pursues the interests of the common man in such a manner that every strata of society will feel the impact of good governance. I want to welcome everybody that has come here today, especially our very esteemed guests drawn from all over the country that has accompanied the Honorable Minister to this event. We are glad that you are here. We want to thank you for the pains you have taken to go through the federal, state, and local government projects in other states. And we want to tell you that having seen so many legacy projects everywhere, as they say, seeing is what? Believing. We know that now you will be able to judge, you'll be able to confirm, you'll be able to affirm that our Governor, His Excellency Governor T.A. Orji, is a man of uncommon vision, a great man of destiny, and a believer in the good of the people of Abia State and Nigeria. Once again, I want to thank all of you for coming, and I pray that at the end of this deliberation, the good Lord will take you back safely in Jesus' name.
I can see everything.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Commissioner of Information and Strategy in Abia State. You know, he is the parrot of Ochendo, so we excused him. And we put our hands once more for the Honorable Commissioner of Information. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is usual when we go around, we take goodwill messages. We would want to now invite the President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in the person of Mohammed Garba, who would come forward and give us a goodwill message. NUJ President.
Excellency, the Executive Governor of Abia State, the Honorable Minister of Information, the Honorable Minister of Finance, My Excellency the First Lady, may I respectfully acknowledge the already established protocol. Let me start by extending our fraternal greetings and well wishes to the government and the good people of Abia. Let me also say that the 3 days tour, though very stressful and engaging, it is indeed interesting and very, very successful. Successful in the sense that we have the privilege of visiting quite a number of projects which I want to believe that before now has completely changed the perception and indeed the impression of some of us before now about. We are privileged to have visited quite a number of projects, as I said, and believe you me, Your Excellency, even in the course of our discussion with the media, our general perception is that no governance in Abia State. But let me say that with quite a number of projects which we have seen executed by both states and federal government, I want to believe that there is good governance in Abia State. For instance, we visited the Agrodistic and Dialysis Center. We had the privilege of visiting the High Court industrial market that is providing employment for the youth. We also saw the National Conference Center, which I believe is capable, when completed, of providing revenue to this state. We went to the State House of Assembly, the Youth Empowerment and Women Development Center, General Hospital, School of Nursing, among others. All these, as far as we are concerned, are indeed inspiring, viable, qualitative, and high standard projects. These projects, I also strongly believe that will change the face and the image of Abia State. Therefore, like to use this opportunity most sincerely appreciate and commend Your Excellency for the modest achievements which you have recorded as the Deputy Governor of Abia State. For the federal government projects, we also saw quite a number of remarkable projects and efforts made by Mr. President to address the disturbing challenges, for instance, in the power sector. We saw the two power plants here, which is supposed to provide about 64, though we have about 92 in existence. A large power plant, which, going by our deliberation, is also capable of providing about 1,500 megawatts, the geometric power station, among others. We are indeed very, very happy because we believe that the issue of power is one of the major challenges which is seriously affecting our rapid socio-economic and industrial development in Nigeria. So if federal government will complete these projects, among other projects that are existing, I want to believe that the issue of power will be seriously addressed in Nigeria today. We also saw effort made to secure the issue of the Eastern Line, the railway, which is very, very important as far as development is concerned. We know that government has achieved Lagos to Kano, and we had the privilege to have also interacted with the managing director of the railway line. And instead he told us that this project, the Eastern Line, is the 2013 budget, as well as the road construction from Umuahia, Aba, and Port Harcourt. And we are told by the controller of works that this project are in 2013 budget. And incidentally, we have the privilege in our midst of having some senators and members of the House of Reps, and to have it all, our own elder sister, the Minister of Finance. So I think with cash backing, Honorable Minister, this is your stage, and I'm sure the issue of this road from Umuahia is really a very serious one. So I want to believe that in the 2013, there will be cash backing so that this project can be achieved. And most importantly, it's also heartening to appreciate Mr. President for the effort to ensure that he has this project in place. But let me also say that the good governance tour, as far as I'm concerned, is non-partisan and is non-guided tour. I made these campuses yesterday because immediately after our presentation I received a text message, somebody alleged that it is a guided tour. It's never partisan as far as we're concerned, because there has never been a time where the minister told us that these are the areas we should visit. In fact, as I always say, that the minister, as a journalist, he was even more critical in asking very sensitive questions than some of us who are in the media. That's why we are appealing, we are encouraging the private media to ensure that they participate actively in the good governance work. I want to also say that we have seen this project as journalists. The minister has provided this platform. What it means is that he has assisted the media to discharge its social responsibility as expected by the people and as enshrined in Chapter 2, Section 22 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So it is our own responsibility to now report objectively and accurately what we saw on ground. So on this note, I want to once more appreciate His Excellency the elected governor of Abia State and of course Mr. President, especially for the peace which we are enjoying in this part of the country and in Abia. We have seen economic activities that are thriving very, very serious in Aba, which is one of the most industrial states in Nigeria today. So I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate the President, and I want to appreciate
the well, let me begin by saying that our visit to Abia has given us the opportunity to know that the activities in Abia State is grossly underreported. 4 years ago, nobody wanted to come to Abia because of issues of kidnapping, security issue. But today, Abia is very safe and sound. The opportunity of visiting some projects, people-oriented projects. There are projects and there are projects. There are white elephant projects. But the projects in Abia State are people-oriented projects. This is a wonderful development. Although most of the projects we witnessed, we were told, maybe started a year ago, which means that something must have happened the first 4 years. Maybe the governor was not given enough opportunity to perform. And I think what we have seen has really shown that we have. For example, the BCA, the Broadcasting Corporation of Abia State, is the best as far as this inspection is concerned. But I want to appeal to His Excellency that that organization should be adequately stocked with modern gadgets. Another thing that I quickly want to raise is the issue that, we have to see it as we see it. We cannot be praising the governor all throughout. I carry some individual investigation, and I know that this government is not performing well in the area of cultural and tourism. I want to appeal to His Excellency to provide a befitting cultural center for Abia State. It's very important. Well, to that of federal government, I know that the present federal government under President Jonathan is a government that Nigerians should not forget in a hurry because of the masses-oriented projects under the Ministry of Information. And therefore, we cannot be pushed to say what we don't see. But I want to tell you that this tour has given us the opportunity to know that this federal government is not only working, but is working progressively well. Look at the area of the power sector. In fact, what we have witnessed in Abia is an indication that within the next 1 year, everybody in Nigeria will be praying for government, for President Jonathan. The same thing is the area of the rail project. We cannot be talking about projects that will benefit the elite alone. But this government is having the projects that will benefit the entire masses of this country. And it's a wonderful development. But let me quickly say this, that there are some projects. For example, the commissioning of Osua, the power station. Federal government should go and hand over the contractor to EFCC. Because one of the plants is not working. And they have commissioned the 2 plants. After 6 months, it's still not working. The president is a humble person that is performing very well. He must not allow some few elements to destroy the government for him. And Nigerians should please separate between politics and governance. This president is performing wonderfully well, but they are using politics to distract him. My advice to him is that he has to remain focused so that he will achieve all these laudable projects that he has performed. Well, I will just want to thank the Honorable Minister of Information. Well, we are doing a wonderful job for this government. There is no doubt about that. Posterity will judge, because if not for this arrangement, perhaps Nigerians will not know what is going on well. What I can say is that the president of this country will remain the best president, at least in recent times. That one I can assure you. Thank you and God bless.
Except that he's always talking of EFCC. I hope he will not get us all arrested. What we benefit in the country. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will take yet another goodwill message, but this time from the National Council on Women Society's president, Mrs. Nkechi Umba.
federal ministry, and that almighty God will give us a good president who is a transparent president, but is the best kind of minister of Nigeria, and democracy is great practice. Mr. Excellency, sir, I thank you for creating jobs for our youth, especially skill acquisition built by Her Excellency. And I thank you, Your Excellency, for building the industrial market to empower our youth. And then we all guide you and way. I know, as Oliver Twist and women, I would like to, since the National Assembly is here, to speak with the speaker to ask the bill on legislation on all discrimination against women.
Our president, our governor,
Okay, thank you very much, the President of the National Council of Women Societies. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have one of your own here with us. She really doesn't need any introduction. When they came in, my eyes failed me. I couldn't see her. She directed that my DTA should be stopped, but I think my minister spoke to her and she approved. In fact, I'm going to be paid more DTA. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking of no other person than the Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Honorable Minister of Finance, whom I now have the honor and privilege
your wonderful wife, the First Lady of Abia State. My brother, the Minister of Information. Since we're out of time, the other members of the high table duly recognized. Obi de Motona, No. Welcome to Abia State. We are happy to have you. The reason Labaran is here, we'll call him because he's my brother in the cabinet, is to talk of the good collaboration between our state, Abia, and the federal government. To discuss in this town hall the way that we've been working well together to deliver projects for the benefit of Abia people. His Excellency President Ebele Goodluck Jonathan is very grateful for the support of the people of this state and for the Southeast in general. And for that reason, he identifies with us and he has said that he wants to make sure that whatever the federal government is doing here in collaboration with the state, that it is going well. That is why the Minister of Information is here with his group to tell us what he has seen and discuss with us what our problems are.
Major.
But I just want to make one or two remarks because I don't want to take away his time. The first thing is I want to say that there are so many projects that have been done both by the state and the federal government. But the one thing that everybody has remarked on is the peaceful atmosphere which enables economic activity to take place. The second thing I want to say is that you look and see health centers, other activities, roads, both federal roads and state roads that have been realized by both federal and state governments. We know we can do more, we plan to do more, but at first we have to acknowledge at least what has already been achieved. And as we see, much has been done, much remains to be done. One of the things that the president wanted to make sure was done this Christmas is to make at least the state of some of our major roads motorable, so that those coming home for Christmas will have an easier time than they did before. All of you have seen what is happening on the Enugu-Port Harcourt Road, which was a very bad state. Have you not seen it? Yes. So we want to make sure that we continue. This holiday season before Christmas, President instructed me to make sure I released about 47 billion for the repair of all these roads. And the evidence is that many people came home and said it was better than last year. We hope to continue so that these roads will actually be completed and built to a good standard. We have heard about the rail that is being built. All I can say to you is this year of 2013 is the year of delivery for the federal government. And it's the year of delivery for us here in Abia. So with those few remarks, I just want to say to the governor, thank you for receiving my welcome, and up Abia.
I hope you will deliver the Federal Minister of Information adequately and financially for it to be able to carry out this very good job that it's doing. Can we please once more put our hands together? Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the spokesman of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he doesn't need too much introduction. He's no other person than Mr. Labaran Maku, the Honorable Minister of Information, whom I now have the singular honor and privilege of inviting to please come and address the gathering. Honorable Minister of Information.
Hello. Honorable Minister, you are welcome, Honorable Minister, you are welcome. Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Sanu Deswa. Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Sanu Deswa, Sanu Deswa, Sanu Deswa, Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Labara Maku, Sanu Deswa.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Abia Maman. Abia Maman. Ebo Kwenu. 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 Your Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, the Ochendo, Chief D.A. Oji, Your Excellency, the First Lady of Abia State, who has made us so comfortable since we arrived here about 3 days ago. We thank you so much for the hospitality.
Oh, sweet mother. Sweet mother.
Thank you very much. My sister, one of Africa's greatest lights, in the international world. The daughter of this soil that has done so much for Nigeria, not because she's in cabinet with me. Her reputation was far ahead of my knowing her in cabinet. And I'm talking of your daughter, our sister, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Honorable Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy, CME, who is in charge of the overall coordination of the President's economic projects under the transformation agenda. Let me welcome you home. The Speaker of the House of Assembly, the wife of His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Abia State, the National President of NUJ and leader of the Good Governance team, other members of the Good Governance Tour team, distinguished elders of this state, but let me specifically acknowledge the presence of our elder brother, General Eke Nwachukwu, who has come here to give support to the Good Governance Tour, a former minister, a former GOC, 1st Infantry Mechanized Division, Kaduna, a soldier. And let me indeed welcome all of you, the citizens of Abia, to the Citizens Forum that is crowning the visitation of the National Good Governance Board team to Abia State. Now, before we start, Your Excellency, I want to beg you to do honor to one of the sons of Abia State, who I know may not be very, very popular nationwide in terms of the reputation that we judge people, but whom I have had personal knowledge of the sacrifices he made for this country, for indeed the struggle he waged along with many, many people in civil society for this democracy we're enjoying now. I was here as Deputy Governor, sadly, to witness his burial. And I'm talking of a friend, a patriot, a tested civil rights fighter who paid the supreme price for this democracy in the passing of Comrade Chima Obani. I would want us to stand up for 1 minute silence in his honor, since I'm here in Abia State. For me, on this visit, Your Excellency, has been a journey of rediscovery. Abia is the silent, historic contributor to our nation's contemporary history. There are so many great names here, and I didn't used to know they were from Abia State. So Abia in the Igbo nation is a silent giant in terms of his sons and daughters that have made tremendous contribution to national development. I used to know that the former premier of this region, who laid the economic foundation of the Igbo nation, Chief Mike Okpayara, was from here. But there are so many other people. The first military leader of Nigeria, General Ugoyi Ironsi, is from Abia State. The former number 2 under General Babangida Obito Okewa, also understand, is from here. You have General Nwachukwu sitting down there and listening to this program. We have the President Chief of Army Staff, General Hejireka, from here, doing a great job for the security, peace, and liberty of Nigeria. We have so many political giants from here, including a former PDP National Chairman, Chief Ogbolafo, the former National Secretary of PDP, our uncle and former President Ambassador to Canada, Ojoma Dwekwe, I understand is also from here, Chief Ogochukwu. There are so many people that this state has contributed to the development of Nigeria. So Abia is a state of consequence. It's a state where things are happening. And that is why we're here to report to you, to the world, to report you to the world. We didn't come to report the governor. Yes, the governor is taking the limelight today because he is the leader of this state. But what we are doing here is to present your state to the world so that people will know what you are doing internally for the development of this country. But let me start by bringing to you again the good wishes of Mr. President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and indeed of the mother of the nation, the First Lady, who herself grew up here and a daughter of this state. Now both the President and the First Lady expressed their appreciation to the people of Abia State for the maximum 100% you gave him throughout his presidency, but particularly in the 2011 elections. His Excellency, the governor received us. And since that time, we've been going around the state to see the progress that is being made. Why are we doing this? We're doing this because democracy is different from dictatorship. With all apologies to General Nwachukwu, this is different from military rule. Democracy is about people, and the people are the leaders. It is about your welfare and your development. And that is why the President, the Forum of Governors, and indeed the entire Federal Executive Council supported this program of National Good Governance Tour so that we can start a national conversation with the people of Nigeria about development. Not about partisan politics. The National Good Governance Tour is a tour agreed upon by all the political parties. So we're not here to discuss any political party. It's not about APGA, it's not about PDP, it's not about CPC or MPP or ACN. It is about the progress of democracy. Between 1997 and 1999, Your Excellency, I was a program manager in the United States Agency for International Development, in charge of governance and development. And I was coming here as a consultant and as a program manager, staying here in Omahia, going around some of your villages before the advent of democracy in 1999. Now let me tell you that Omahia of 1999 is entirely a different Omahia than the one I've seen now. When I came to Omahia in 1999, between 1997 and 1999, the roads had potholes. Virtually every road, they were narrow, there were potholes, and a number of the roads were completely, not motorable. But Omahia as a capital city today has transformed. We have seen roads in the city. We have seen roads in the city of Omahia that don't have potholes, and we have been driving around the center of the city. Now, that is good for democracy. The second point is we have seen additional infrastructure that is being put in place by the state government. I have been to the Secretariat, which is a new structure that has arisen. And I am told that it's the first building with an elevator in the city, which is very, very good for this city. Now, I have been to the International Conference Center under construction. Very great edifice, very good for this state. I have been to the new High Court complex. Very great edifice which is going to enable the judiciary to perform their duties. I've also been to the new structures taken off in the House of Assembly, which will ensure that every member of the House of Assembly has adequate office space and facilities to perform as the legislative arm of government. We are happy with these projects. But Your Excellency, the project that have convinced us the most by the state government is the industrial market that is being built here. Now, the industrial market that we saw with about 15,000 stores is already taken off. Now, in that market, when we went there day before yesterday, we saw thousands of youths, carpenters, iron benders, people of different trades in the market. Now, that for me is very, very significant. Because unless we fill the gap in the informal sector, we can never develop the economy. And I'm sure the Minister of Finance will tell you this story. The market is a great project. It is already empowering the youth of this state, and it is likely to generate a lot of wealth for the people of Abia State. We commend your efforts. We have also just come back from another market called the Obani market. Now, this market will just come from there. And it's a great market with about 15,000 stores still under construction. But I'm told that before the end of this year, the market will be open so that the old market in central Umuahia will be relocated there. Now, these two markets are going to create opportunity for wealth generation and employment of our youth. We are happy about this market. Now, there are several other projects we have visited, and the chairman, the national president of NUJ has mentioned some of them. I don't want to keep repeating them. But there is one project I will want to mention, the empowerment project, which the First Lady and the Commissioner for Women Affairs have put forward for training informal people, especially artisans, hairdressing, iron benders, computer operators. And we went there the day before yesterday. Let me commend your effort, because that is the missing link in Nigeria. What to do with the youth, how to create jobs in the informal sector. For me, these are we are not talking about gigantic projects. No, those projects that touch the lives of people. So we appreciate these projects. We are very, very happy about them. Your own Environmental Protection Agency, we went to the complex. The environment is crucial. The work we are doing at the Median Road in Aba is very, very crucial to give the city a new look. So we can go on and mention quite a number of things. We have also seen the local government secretariat at Umuahia North. And we are told that those secretariats are the same in the other local governments being constructed. That is very good. And I laid the foundation for the Abia State Universal Basic Education Board from the joint account of the local government and the state government. Now, in many states, joint accounts are abused. And I'm urging the governor to ensure that the joint account is not abused, but that it will continue to deliver development at the grassroots. That is the purpose for it. Just like we have joint account at the federal level, the joint account at the states must deliver development in education, rural markets, rural infrastructure, to enable the local governments to grow. If they don't grow, Umuahia Aba will be crowded. That will not help us at all. Now, Your Excellency, these projects that we have seen are very, very good projects. Now, for me, the most important achievement here that I've seen is security and peace. Security and peace. Now, the Minister of Finance will remember that in 2010, President Goodluck Jonathan in cabinet had to take extraordinary measures to deal with the terrible incidents of kidnapping in Abia State. In fact, NUJ will remember that one of our leaders coming through here was kidnapped. That was at the height of the kidnapping in Abia State. Now today, and that is the point I want to make for the whole of Nigeria. Today we have returned to Abia State. And citizens are telling me, including security agencies that have briefed me, they have said that if there is any area the governor has impressed and done well, it is the collaboration between the governor, security agencies, and the federal government to deliver security to this state. Your Excellency, these are the intangibles that make development possible. I make the point when I'm paying a Kosi call that the Igbo nation is an industrial center of Nigeria. The Igbos are known for many things, but one thing that stands you out in Nigeria is your industry. It's your industry. And we acknowledge this for our country. your hard work, your inventiveness, your creativity, and your the drive to industrialize. The Igbos are known for this. Commerce. Now let me tell you, Aba today is one of the industrial centers of this nation. And I know for a long time that manufacturing in Aba has been servicing a number of the places in Nigeria, West Africa, and Central Africa. Now for you to go further, security, law and order is number one. In every nation, if you cannot achieve law and order, due process, respect for law, and doing things the right way, you harm yourself. If the Igbo nation today says we will deal with criminality, we will deal with crimes that are hampering development and investment, I can tell you that in the next 10 years, Aba, Nnewi, and several other places will become the Taiwans of West Africa. And at this period of the nation's drive for transformation, I want to use the example of Abia State and tell all the 36 governors, because security is not just a federal matter. Security is a state function. Every governor must understand that the security of your state lies with you in collaboration with the federal government. And if a governor cannot deliver security for his people, your first mandate is cancelled. For me, that is the number one priority for this country today. Now, the president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, is doing fundamental projects in Abia State to deliver Nigeria, not just Abia State. Now, there are so many road projects here in Abia State that have been delivered. Road projects in addition to the ones mentioned by the CME. And I will want to let you know that we are here to let you know, I'll just mention a few of them. There is the construction of Okoko Esiala Oboro Nono Road Junction. This contract was delivered in 2011. There is the construction also of Oloko Ariam Ekwano Road. There is also the construction of Ihiaku Amago Omahia Ungwa Road. There is also the construction of Olokoro, Itaja, Obuahia, and Umahia Isioko Junction. There is the construction of some other roads that we're delivering here. Now, I am mentioning these roads for you to know that there are a lot of federal projects that are going on here. We cannot mention all of them, but there are a lot of projects, including erosion projects, that we're doing in Abia State. Lagos and Kano has been completely restored and rehabilitated. The trains are now moving between Lagos and Kano regularly. This is a plus to President Goodluck Jonathan. For more than 20 years, we ran down the railway system in Nigeria. Today, the rail line is working perfectly in those sections. Yesterday, we were here with the managing director of Nigeria Railway Corporation. He led us to the gigantic restoration taking place here in Omahia. The entire rail line between here and Maiduguri, between Port Harcourt, Aba, Omahia, Makodi, Enugu, Makodi, up to Maiduguri, we are going to complete the rehabilitation and restoration by the end of 2013. When this happens, President Goodluck Jonathan would have made history as the only president in recent times that he will make transportation easier for Nigerians and has restored the entire Nigerian railway system. Now, there are modern rail lines being planned for Northeast, North Central, and across the country. The modern line between Lagos and Ibadan, contract has been awarded. The modern line between Abuja and Kaduna will have gone 40% completion rate. Other lines between Ajakuta and Warri virtually completed. So let me assure you that by the end of 2013, Nigeria will witness the total restoration of existing rail lines, and by 2014, the modern rail line will start working in Nigeria. This is what the president is doing. Now, why am I mentioning this? I want our brothers and sisters from Mabia to know that this president that has gotten so much support from Igbo land, he will never fail you. And he's delivering in several ways. But the most important thing is the transformation agenda, which is energizing the private sector, energizing contribution in different theaters. We have supplied textbooks to all public primary schools in Nigeria, including Abia State. Textbooks, mathematics, English, general science, all of them have been supplied to the universal basic education. We have made massive intervention to restore laboratories in all polytechnics in Nigeria, including Abia State. And the Tertiary Education Trust Fund is doing a lot of job in all the universities, including Abia State. So this president promised to work more and talk less. Today, the Minister of Finance has confirmed that 2013 is the year of delivery. Now, when a woman talks about delivery, you must trust her because it is women that know about delivery. And I can assure you that this promise is going to be delivered. What we ask Nigerians to do is to give the president support. And we want to use the example of the camp in Igbo land. If you interrupt this nation with insecurity, you harm yourself. I am from the north. We are now crying. You won't understand it. The north is weeping now because the damage that terrorism and criminality have done to the north. To quote our former head of state, Abdulsalami Abubakar, it will take us more than 20 years to restore our own backwardness. And today, states like Borno, states like Yobe have become ghost towns. Igbo land, let me tell you, we must never make the mistake of allowing insecurity. National unity is crucial. Your peace is the #1 priority that all of us must have in Nigeria. Your Excellency, I will not conclude without reminding you about some of the things I've heard from the opposition and some of those who are complaining. Because I'm here as Minister of Information to also tell you some of those things that we think you can do better from the opposition point of view. Now, the first point they are making is that you are concentrating development in this zone and at Abba and other places. We need more attention. I am saying those so that you can address those issues today. That is what they are saying. The third thing is, even though you are working hard to ensure that at the local government level, the salaries, the ghost workers that are taking a lot of money more than the actual workers because of corruption. You have introduced biometric to root out ghosts from the payroll, and it is returning money. But the process is getting long, and as some salaries are owed at the local government level. You know, when workers don't have salaries, their life is doomed. So we will see if this is true, that you expedite action, complete the process, and restore the salaries at that level so that workers can have decent program for their own livelihood. Now, we went to the specialist hospital here, which is a great effort we are doing. It has been completely transformed in terms of the new infrastructure. But the students from the School of Nursing told us that their own School of Nursing has not been accredited because of lack of infrastructure. Although you have started the process, it's important that those nurses get accreditation, because if they don't, they can't practice their trade nationally. So it's important that you get that going to ensure that we have an educational system, particularly for nurses and medical workers, that will be first class, because the people of Abia deserve first class in that area. I know you are doing a lot of things, but you see, the purpose, for me, I'm never afraid of those who disagree. Even the president, if you see how the president is attacked every day, you will know that this president will end up as the best president and continue to mark it. Because in terms of the program for the development of this country, apart from the Gowon years, where we have central planning and delivery, this president is going to do much better than many of the plans we have had in recent years. Therefore, I call upon you to listen to those voices of the opposition because they keep us working. They keep us working harder. So we have had some of these stories, and I thought as minister I should mention them. One credit has been given to is that you have united the elite now. That all the prime movers in Abia now sit together and work together. That is very important for your development. If the elite disagree, you will have divisions, you will have crisis, and at the end, development will be difficult to attain. It is better to work with all the key elites together than to have a divided Abia state. So this program of uniting your people is very important for the success of the government and progress of this state. Finally, the people of Abia, I have said it, from what I saw in Aba, in terms of your industry, your commitment, your contribution to national development. If you work as a united team, no matter the partisan politics, if you work as a united team, bring down the level of non-respect for due process, you are definitely going to be the industrial giant of this country. We are looking forward to that. We are supporting you nationally, and we want to see things made in Aba, written made in Aba, because that is our pride. Our trademark should bear the name of this state so that people around the country will see the contribution that you are making. So on behalf of the National Good Governance team, we believe, yes, no democracy does not have problems and challenges. But overall, we believe that Abia State is headed in the right direction under the present leadership. God bless you. God bless Abia and Nigeria. Thank you.
We can see everything turning.